Welcome to Cultivating with Sandra. Today is Thursday, so we are having Thrive Thursday today. Today, we are going to be doing a couple of things where we'll be reviewing what we have done the last couple of weeks. We are going to do an easy plant, which is a salad garden, and we're actually going to start planting our first garden bed for the year. So we will walk you through this process. So thank you for joining us. And we hope that this is beneficial to you and it motivates you to have your own garden, even if it's a small container garden with a small bucket, or if it's something like this with a salad garden, or if it's actually planting. So we hope that you are able to obtain something from our from our Live Thursdays, Thrive Thursdays, and you can learn something. So on week one, we did cost stratification and we planted our peppers. Remember, cost stratifications are for seeds that need to have that winter dormancy. And then once you take them out of the refrigerator, then it says, oh, it's spring, it's time for me to germinate. On week two, we started some of our cool season crops. We started the cabbage, the kale, the chamomile, the chives, and the tarragon, if you wanted to do so. And there was a whole list of things that you could have planted that week. On week three, we talked about broccoli, spinach, mustard, chives, Swiss chard, and cauliflower. And last week, we talked about we didn't plant anything, but we talked about the soil, how to make compost tea, which we will be using today. Actually, that compost tea that I made, that small 2 gallon, I already fed all of my seedlings. So we made some more for here for the garden today. So what we're gonna do today to start with, we are going to do our salad mix garden. I'm using seeds from Johnny, I think it's Johnny Appleseed or johnnyseeds.com. I bought these last year and they germinate pretty fast. So I really, really liked it. Their germination rate is 94%. So we are going to be doing this. We are going to be planting this on this. This is going to be my garden, my salad garden bed. This is a raised bed. This is good for anyone that does not want to be bending completely down. You know, my beds are a foot and a half, and some of us may have some back issues that doesn't allow us to freely do it. So what I did is I put some mushroom compost in the bottom because all of these cedar beds have spaces between each slat, so water can drain easily. So I did some mushroom compost at the very bottom because I didn't want my soil to easily fall through the cracks. Um, so then after I fill it with this prime soil that I have purchased to fill my beds, I need to do the next step, which is I want to make sure that my seeds have the freedom to grow their roots freely. So what I did is that I got my bucket and my sifter, and right here I have this premium soil right here. And what I did is that I sifted this through a 5 gallon sifter that I purchased. So what I'm doing is I am keeping all of the big pieces on this in the sifter, so I only get your soft top sifted soil. It's just like sifting flour. For some recipe, you can just put the flour, you could just put it in as is. And for some recipes, you need to sift the flour. So for this salad raised bed, I want my soil to be sifted at the very top. Because as you will see shortly, our seeds are tiny, tiny. So they're gonna need some room to be able. And then I'm gonna put the sifted soil right on top. So I spread it, and this is cold. I should be using my gloves, so I am going to, even though, as many of you know, I hate gloves. So I am going to spread this top, sift it, and I need some more. Good thing I have sifted some more over here. So give me a second. I'm going to go get my handy dandy bucket. And I'm going to continue to make sure that everything is sifted on top and my seeds have the best possible real estate to germinate and throw its own roots without any issue. And there's nothing big pieces and nothing hard on top. So then what you do, once you have your soil, then you're going to get your seeds and you are going to sprinkle them. And at least I don't know if you can zoom into how small these seeds are. Okay. So what you'll do, you'll sprinkle them throughout your bed. The reason that I am sprinkling versus planting one variety and letting it grow to a large head, because this one have let's see. Oh, I have it inside. But this one has different lettuce. It has red lettuce, romaine, but I am not going to let it grow all the way to a full head. So what I'm doing is I am just want to cut and eat. So that means that I am just going to get the young leaves and harvest it for salads. So it's going to be a mixture of them. I'll try to remember to put all of the different seeds that are in here so you could actually know in case you want to actually buy this particular brand. But y'all could buy any mixed seeds. It doesn't have to be this one. Now, because the seeds are so small and you do not want to necessarily sprinkle any soil on top of it, what you want to do is you want to slowly press them against the soil so it could have soil contact. And then we're going to water them lightly, a mist, to make sure that our seeds have the water it needs. So I make sure that all of my seeds have soil contact. And then what I'll do, let me open this right quick. Let me put the mist. Okay. I will slightly mist it. Oh, am I getting you wet? Okay. So that is it. This one is stuck. I will mist it. I will make sure that every day it's misted, that it has room to the moisture is there. What I can do is this is not required. I have never done it. I know it can be done. I may try it this time. I don't know. I may put some saran wrap so this can act like a humidity dome. But that's a lot of saran wrap. No. So anyway, that's an option if you want to. So this is how you plant your mixed salad garden. if you want to do that. And then we'll watch it grow. So periodically, I will put some posts on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube shorts, so you can see how this is growing. Okay, so that was that. So now I want to turn to into our garden bed. So that one is going to take us probably the longest. So we'll go ahead and move towards that. So what we're going to do today, right quick, is we are going to clean this. Well, first we're going to harvest this tarragon. Those of you that are in Baytown, well, anywhere in the country, we have noticed that we have had some very, very, very cold weather. I have not covered this tarragon at all. All this tarragon has done is probably flourish more than anything during this time. So what we're going to do, and I'll put it here, we're going to harvest at least a third of it. We do not want to harvest more than a third. And then I'm going to wash it, and then I'm going to put it to dry so I could then use it as a harvest. So for tarragon, all you have to do is hold it as a ponytail, and then we cut. And that's your tarragon. So we are going to harvest as much as we can, but not exceeding 1/3 of the plant. And then we'll dry them and use it to cook. Also, it's used for some of my herbs, for my medicinal Monday recipes. So we are harvesting this. So this one is harvested. It has this little haircut. Now we're gonna do this one. This one you probably can see better. Make it a ponytail. Well, I can get that one a ponytail. And then we just chop. And this tarragon grows crazy, meaning prolific. So if you do not have use for a lot of tarragon, don't plant more than one plant. This is just one plant. So we are harvesting here. And it seemed like I didn't cut hardly anything, but there was a lot cut. This multiply us like crazy. Okay, so now that we have harvested our tarragon, we are good. We're gonna keep this. I could harvest more of it if I wanted to and make it extra small, but we're not gonna do that. So right now, this is our rosemary. We are gonna harvest some of it and leave the rest. And I like to, if I want this to be extra bushy, I'll go ahead and cut. This became bushy because I cut it. So, but I'm gonna just do some sprigs, my tallest sprigs. Smells so good. And that way it produces. The more you harvest, the more it produces. If you don't harvest, this one stayed little for a long time because I was harvesting more from the other ones than from this one. So this one stayed small for a very, very long time until I needed some from here, and then all of a sudden, bam, it just grew. So we did our tarragon, we did some of our rosemary, and our chamomile is still tiny, tiny. So we are not harvesting. And as you noticed, none of this was covered. So what died was whatever was not cold tolerant. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to cut everything and at level. We are not ripping anything unless it's actually weeds that I will rip. Um, and we are going to cut everything off to make sure, let me get a bucket, to make sure that we have everything clean. So right here, I have this beans. They produce quite a few. And I planted it late and it still was fruitful. So what we want to do, we want to cut everything that we don't want. And the reason, oh, this is spreading. And the reason that we do not want to, this is culantro. For those of you, Annalise, I don't know if you could get close to this one. Culantro is a very tropical plant. And I cut the very top, but if you can see, I don't know if you can, Annalise, it's already turning green. So we'll cut instead of cutting the whole thing off, we just cut the dead part around it and let it. If it wants to come back, it's okay. This one, I don't want it. So we are cutting this at the base. Remember, you can, if you are doing compost, if your plants were healthy, you can also put it in your compost. So we are going to continue cutting all this around. Make sure you train your plant to go at the end of your bed on the bottom. Like sometimes I just will come over here and I put some clips so it only can go this way. I haven't done that obviously because it's been the winter months. So what I'll do, because I don't want this one to go inward towards the bed, I will cut those. And I will harvest them and dry them for some infusions. Also, if somebody has any of this plant, you could just get a sprig of it. Let me show you. You could get one of these. You could just take the bottom leaves off, put it in water, and you have a plant. That's how I'm growing my mint. Because mint take forever. So this, once again, this is also culantro. Culantro is similar to cilantro, but culantro likes cooler weather. Culantro likes hot weather, and cilantro loves cool weather. So if you want to have something like cilantro year round, then you will plant culantro in the summer and cilantro during this time. I harvested a lot of my cilantro before this last cold snap, so I need to actually see. So right here we have everything clean. So I bet we have removed everything we want to remove. And I'm going to go in here and remove this too. Whoops. I'm walking right in front of the camera. What we want to do now is we want to rake everything that is not necessarily beneficial or will hinder our seeds from growing. Because what we're going to plant today, it is based on what can we plant it in the garden right now. Once you are selecting your soil for your garden beds, try to select a soil that does not have a whole bunch of mulch. Mulch is not bad for your, where's my, where did I put my snip? Here, thank you. Um, What I was saying? Oh, mulch is good for the soil as long as your soil is healthy. If your soil is not healthy, then mulch is gonna be a place where your bugs are going to congregate, and it will provide more pest habitat than actually beneficial. So also, the healthier your soil is, the less weeds you're gonna have. So keep your soil healthy as much as you can with mushroom compost, with compost tea, with those things, and it will flourish. This particular garden bed, if I pulled 10 weeds out of here, it was a lot. And don't think I'm gonna throw this away. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sift all the hard parts and keep the soft, the soil, so nothing goes to waste. Everything else, hey, can you do me a favor? Tell the yard guys not to come back here. Thanks. Um, what you want to do is you want to keep the what's good, provide nourishment to your soil, and keep it as healthy. That would allow you not to have that much weeds um, in your garden. So now that we have this pretty much covered or cleared out, what we're gonna do, um, hold on, that was part of my lemongrass that I had here. We are going to put a thin layer of just sifted soil, and I hope I have enough. I only sifted like 5 gallons. So, oh, before we do that, I was talking to you about nourishment. We are going to put 1 gallon on compost tea throughout the bed. Why? Because we are nourishing the microbes in the soil. That is one of the reasons that we leave the roots in place. We leave the roots in place because it provides nourishment. It provides nourishment to all the parts of the soil that needs it. So there goes our compost tea. All of it, all the 1 gallon of it. And now we are going to put the soil, the sifted soil. And once again, we want to make sure that our seeds have premium real estate to grow for those roots, young tender roots to grow. And it's not going to be enough, but it's okay. We're going to spread this around. Remember that our seeds are only planted up to 3 times its diameter. So you don't have to worry about having inches of sifted soil because these seeds are small. Annalise, any questions so far? Okay. So now that we have our sifted soil in its place, we are going to start planting. And let me see if I could sieve this right quick. We are going to review shortly what is ready to be planted outside in Baytown and up to 50. So this is the parts that I'm trying to keep out. It could be planted in Baytown and for this time. So let me actually, before I tell you what I'm planting, let's go over here, Annalise, and see and show. Let's show them what we can plant this week. We have it here in our poster. So this week outside, between the 2nd and the 9th, you could plant arugula, fava beans, kale, parsnips, peas, radishes, spinach, and turnip. Also this week, which I am not planting, you could start with the beets, the carrots, the lettuce, the onion, the potato, and the salsify. And the parsley, you could plant it from February 2nd until the March 2nd. So those are the things that you can actually plant. What we are planting are peas, radishes, spinach, kale. I don't know if I want to do turnips, but I have some there. So this is actually my rough plan. See if you could get it. So this is roughly what I want to plant here. I made it a rough, let me put it on this one, a rough sketch of what I wanted to do, but it's okay. I do a sketch and then what happens, happens, you know? If I decide at the moment that I want to plant something different or in a different order, I'll do that. The camera is technically facing north because of the sun. But I want right now it's gonna face east, and I want to show you and talk about this garden bed. Let's talk about this one. Okay, normally you want your garden on the south side of your house. This is my house. My house faces the north, so the backyard is the south side. So it's perfect. So I plant everything here. The sun, I get, if you notice, I get sun early morning to evening. I get sun on this bed. Right now I just get a slight shadow. It is what, 12 I'm 12 11:30, 12 o'clock. I get some shadow there, but eventually it will go. I will get some sun there early morning. Now, as the summer comes, the sun is right there. The sun will come up higher, and then I will have truly coverage on all of my beds. Today we're planting this one, then we'll plant this one, the two middle ones, and then we'll plant the last one. We'll do it step by step because I want you to come along with me. And I do it live because so you could see that it is possible to be done within 2 hours or less. Okay. So the other thing that it is important to note is that for those of you that know a lot about gardening, that you want your high structures like your house or your fences on the north side. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to put my high structure on the south side, because my high structure is going to be my peas, which they will have enough sun to produce. But also, I want my garden to be visually pleasing. And it cannot be visually pleasing if I have two store structures right here covering everything else that I have in the back of my bed. So we'll put the peas in the back, but please note that that is the south side. Structure, high structure should be on the north side, but I'm also like to do things that are appealing to the eyesight, to my garden. I don't want to come outside to enjoy my garden and I'm met with some high structure that doesn't allow me to enjoy the rest. So that being said, I want you to know that I have this obelisk trellis that I am going to put right here. And this structure or obelisk trellis between my tiny chamomile and my medium-sized rosemary is gonna be the home of my peas. So for peas that are not bush peas, don't confuse them with bush beans. Bush beans is what I used to have, that they stay low and they just become like a little bush. This one needs something to climb up. So we are gonna do peas right here. Next week, I'm gonna plant a Swiss chard right here, but it's not time to do Swiss chard, so we're gonna leave that one for next week. I'm gonna be planting some kale around here, and then some spinach over here. Now, note, this is the reason why you want to do most of your high structures on the north side, because as you can see, this trellis is providing some shade to the rest of the bed. I do understand that. I just want to be clear that this side is the best side for it. But because I come through that door, I am going to put it on this side. Last spring, I put two trellises right in the middle, but I didn't like how that looked. So we're going to do our peas. So right now, let me go get the peas. I have sweet peas and better snap peas. And for peas, if you notice here, I have them soaking in water. And I have them soaking in water because I wanted that hard shell to soften. So what you can do, you could do it 6 hours, soak them for 6 hours, and before you plant them for faster germination. But as long as you keep them water, they will germinate. So my sweet peas go on that side, and my better snap go on this side. So what I'm gonna do, you may want to get down here low, is there are 4 sections. Let's pretend this is a square. So I'm going to put 4 on this side, 4 on this side, 4 on this side, and 4 on this side. And you may say, well, Sandra, why so many? Because nothing is 100% has 100% germination rate. So just to keep it safe, you have to thin it out. I'll thin it out. But until then, I will plant this. Remember, no more than 3 times. Whew, got a lot of dirt in my hair. No more than 3 times its diameter. So I'm just going to do it. First, I'm going to place them so we know. You really want to keep, I like to keep at least 6 inches apart. Well, it's not 6 inches, 3 inches apart. So 1, 2, 3 inches. So that's 1, 2 right here on this side. Oh, this is a grass. So I'm going to go all the way around. I am going to plant this at least 3 inches apart. And remember, their roots are not going to be deep. Oh, dos, cuatro, seis. Oh, I'm supposed to do 3. I did 4. Okay, so here we go. 3. That makes sense. There we go. 3. And then we're going to move one over here. Yeah, because I only wanted to plant 12. And that will give us around 5 inches. Oh, I was going to say, am I bad in math? Even though my math is, I have a math major. But here we go. So we got 12, 3 on each side. So then you could use a dibber. I just use my finger. I just make sure that it doesn't pass my cuticle. That is less than an inch. And if you look at it, play with this. So this is 1. So to my cuticle is going to be 2 times this diameter. So you decide how you want to do it. You could use a dibber or you could just stick it in. Stick it in. I feel it. And we are done with these. And that's how easy it is to plant some pea. I know I should be using gloves, but I'm good. So we'll water them shortly. But now we're going to do the same thing on this side. So it's 1, 2, 3. And at least give me these signs for this. The one that you put the sweet peas and snap pea and better sweet peas. I am putting some back here. Thanks. I am putting some back here because these ones will trellis up and it will be in competition with this rosemary for a very, very short time. So it's not going to be a big deal. And these are, hold on. So these are my better snap peas. And these are my sweet peas. I label them all because sometimes I forget. I forget what I want to do, what I planted. So the next thing we're going to plant is kale. We'll do 2 kales in the middle. And then we'll do 2 rows of spinach because I have 2 different spinach. And then I'll decide if I want radishes or if I want turnips. So let's do our kale. Let me look for my kale seeds. Where did this one? Okay. So these seeds that I'm planting are I don't know, Lowe's or Home Depot or Tractor Supply, one of them. I bought them at the end of last year when they were going on sale. So if you look at the back of the package, it says that for our area, February through May, you can plant them, and again August through October, you can plant them. And this one takes 10 to 21 days to germinate, and it wants it to be 1/4 inch down, and it says it needs to be 18 inches apart. So just because, and this is, I'm going to put 2 seeds per, I only want 2 plants. but I'm not sure what the germination rate is on this one. So I rather thin this out later than wish I had some and have to start all over again. So I am going to find me a hole, and I want this around right here in the middle, and I make sure that they are approximately 18 inches apart from this one to that one. So I am going to drop 2 seeds in here, and that's way too, the seeds are tiny. So I'm going to drop the seeds here, and I'm going to slightly cover it. That's it. And then I'm going to go straightly right across, and I'm going to go around. It's in the middle of this little thing, so I'm going to be around here. I'm going to drop the seeds. Oops, one came over here. And I'm going to see, and it's just covered lightly. Okay? So now I have my kales done, and then I'm going to do, oh, where's my sign? And I think I only did one kale. Yep, I did one kale, so I will make another one shortly, but I don't want to lose the place in which I planted them. I'm trying this new plantings because they look cute. That's the only reason. So, and then I put the other one here. So I know that kale is coming up here. Okay, and these ones can go a lot higher, but so the next thing is spinach. There's two different type of spinach that I want to try. One from the Dollar Tree and one from Gardenery. Oh, and my sweet peas. Let me show you my sweet peas and my better peas. My sweet peas came from Gardenery, I believe. And my other one came from, I don't see the seed packet here. Oh, Southern Exposure. So I don't have a preference necessarily. I will try anything that will give me success. I will always try something once. If it doesn't turn out the way I need it to turn out, then I just don't use it again. So what I'm gonna do is I want to do one row. That's I'm gonna turn it this way. One row of spinach this way, and another row of spinach the other way. We want to keep it almost a foot apart. There we go. So if you see my sign, one says DT, and DT stands for Dollar Tree. So I will try it. The tomatoes that I planted last year from Dollar Tree, they were good. They germinated well, and they germinated well, and they were pretty good. These ones, it says to have um, 6 inches apart. And the reason they do 6 inches apart, if you want this spinach to go to its full maturity. At this house, the spinach is not going to have time to go to its full maturity. It's going to be cut, eat, and cut and eat, cut and eat, cut and eat until they stop producing. So I didn't bring my dibber. So let's see what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the handle of this one, so I could have a semi-straight line up to right there. And the reason right there, because I'm going to do radishes or turnip on that side. And then I'm going to drop the seeds approximately let's see, 3 inches apart. Once again, I don't know how well these are going to germinate, so we want to make sure that we give it space. For those of you that don't know, I started with the container. These containers that I use for the trash, for the cutting those were the containers that I started with. So you start, see if this is what you like or want to do, and then you upgrade. You never have to feel like you have to start the same way I'm doing right now, because this is not the way I started. So we'll do another one for the other spinach. And this is looked exactly the same as the Dollar Tree. So don't get too serious about, oh, I have to go and get an expensive seed because X, Y, and Z. No, just go ahead and start wherever you can. My recommendation is, as long as you start, doesn't matter where you start. As long as you start, that's the most important thing. So we know that we have a row of, let me fix this one, kind of white here. A row of spinach here and a row of spinach there. And that is the reason why we do our labels. So then in between, I know that I could plant something here. Because even though the seed planting says that it has to be, like this one says for the kale, it has to be 18 inches apart, right? So the two plant of kales have to be 18 inches apart. Doesn't mean that you cannot have anything in the middle. You could plant something else in the middle. Okay, so the next thing I have to plant is my radishes and my turnip. Do I want to plant turnips? I have never eaten turnips. But you know what? It won't hurt. So I'm going to do my radishes. I do have some all radishes here. Oh, look. This is one of my radishes. So, my husband likes radishes. I don't. So we'll have those inside. Oh, I will pick up whatever else is left over, and then I'll pickle it for him. So for radishes, you want to be at least 3 inches apart. And the reason that you are 3 inches apart is because you want to give it room. You know, the old way of measuring inch. You want to give it room between each little. And because these are the baby ones, I'm not worrying about it. Right? It's supposed to be like this. Now this one, it says it has to be 2 inches apart. So we'll try this. I don't know which one is radishes. Oh, this one is this one. The early scarlet is that one that I just showed you. And I guess the ones on the other side are the um gardnery ones. So what we'll do is, once again, we'll make a line, and I like to do it around the edge. These radishes, they grow pretty fast. Within 21 days, 30 days. This one says what? They are already, you're already getting a harvest. So what you will talk about later on is, even though I'm doing one row today, that means that in a week or two, I will plant another row. So that means that I have consistently radishes. I didn't do that last time because I just did it because I thought it looked pretty. I didn't know who was going to eat them. And not knowing that my husband is going to eat them, then why not? And who knows? I haven't looked at the medicinal parts of radishes, and it may be that I'm going to be doing more if I can find how to make it into medicine. But you know, eating your rainbow is important. So that means that, Nana, can you give me the radish label? So it's all about intentional gardening. That is what is important. Um, Early scarlet is this one. Okay, so now I know that early scarlet is on this one. Hold on, y'all. Or I could actually put it on this side so I can know what is on this row. I like my the best you can. The best you can. Remember, seeds from anywhere that you could find seeds. Nothing fancy, nothing expensive, especially if you're starting. You know, sometimes people start a hobby and they go all the way in and then they realize, oops, I don't like that. Well, the same thing with gardening. Even though gardening, it will be very, very beneficial to all. Okay, y'all. I still got some turnips to plant. I'm gonna do some. Let me show you some of the plants that I flowers that I want to plant, but I haven't decided that I if I'm gonna do them. I don't know if you could get them here. Maybe I get a little bit closer. I want to do these pansies. I've never done them before, but there's three kinds. There's three kinds, and I'm really curious. There is a bunny ears viola, there's a Berna velvet blue, and there's a black one. So I think I'm gonna put them around here. The other thing that I want to try is this viola. Obviously, snapdragons were pretty last year. Obviously, I'm gonna do calendula. Calendula, it is so beneficial for all the herb medicine. Yeah, we'll learn a lot more in Medicinal Monday. But for what you might call it, for products for your face, lotion, even teas, calendula is very, very healthy. Um, these two look beautiful. I don't know if it's gonna be too much for this bed. And then this one, this tall bachelor's button, I saw them and they were beautiful. So I need to decide which plant flowers we're gonna do, because I believe that your garden should have flowers in it, because it allows the bees and the butterflies to come and pollinate your garden, even though most of our things are open pollinated or they don't need pollination. I always want to make sure that there is beneficial bees and butterflies in your garden, because it always makes it so much beautiful and also beneficial for the environment, which is our goal. Well, that is all I have for today. I'm going to continue planting without y'all. I hope that this was beneficial to you, that you get inspired. Guys, you could do these buckets. These ones I got it from Dollar General, and then I don't know if you can see the bottom. I drilled some holes because it's actually not a gardening bucket. Um, so you could do those. You could do whatever. You could do little containers. You could do a box. Just make sure you have some drainage hole. That's all you need. 5-gallon buckets. I am gonna do some sweet potatoes in 5-gallon buckets, and it's not the sweet potatoes, the regular sweet potato. These are bunching sweet potatoes, so they grows all in one place. I don't have to dig all over the place for them. So I'm gonna try that this year. This one is new. My sweet potatoes last year were this big. I mean, literally, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, this big. So I want to do better. That was my first time. At least I got some, but I want some big sweet potatoes for my husband. Also, I do not eat sweet potatoes. So see what you want to replace, see what is beneficial, see what's healthy for your family, see what's healthy for you, and then plant them. Start with one. And if you have questions, you all know always where to go. And advice is always free on social media. So please reach out. And then if you want a consultation, we can do also a home consultation. We could design your garden. We could design what it is. Those are like 90 minutes consultation. Those do cost. Check us at Cultivating with Sandra, and there's some prices there. And if you really, really want to start something, I think there's some coupons out there for 25% off in one of the magazines, and I probably put it in one of my newsletter. If you're really interested and money is an issue and you cannot afford the full price, just reach out. We could always do a 25% off for certain months and certain times. So thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next video. If you're following us on Mondays, we'll see you on Medicinal Monday. We are going to be talking about ginger. Our next week, Thursday, we will be talking about our next garden bed, planting it and getting it prepared. We are going to go slow so you can follow along with us. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day.